We're often told that to change our lives, we need to make some kind of big, bold move. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the most profound transformations, they aren't built in a single leap? What if they're built quietly, consistently, in the small choices we make every single day?
I want you to imagine, just for a moment, two versions of your life stretching out right in front of you. Now, at first, the paths, they look almost identical, but where they end up, worlds apart. And the really fascinating thing is, the split doesn't start with some huge life-altering event. No, it starts with the smallest of choices.
Every single day, often without even realizing it, we find ourselves standing at a fork in the road. It's a quiet moment, but its weight, it's immense. We usually don't even see how significant that little choice is until we're miles down one path, looking back at the turn we barely noticed we were making.
So, let's look at these two paths. On one side, you've got the path of hesitation. And it feels comfortable, doesn't it? It's safe, it's predictable, but it's also a smaller life, one where regret can quietly become a constant companion. Then, you've got the path of courage. It's messier, for sure. There's no clear map. But with every little yes to that uncertainty, your world just opens up. It becomes a life of genuine expansion, of real transformation.
And that's really the crucial point here. We are not defined by the big cinematic moments. We are defined by the quiet choices, the courage that just whispers, all right, just one more step. When the lights are off, the crowd is long gone, and it's just you and your thoughts. That is where true change happens. But here's the thing. These small, courageous acts, they're not just isolated events. They're like seeds. And over time, they start to compound in this incredibly powerful way. This classic quote just gets right to the heart of it. Excellence isn't a one-time performance. It's the daily, often kind of boring habit of choosing discipline over comfort. It's not about the grand speech you give. It's about finally making that difficult phone call you've been putting off for weeks. It's about turning the idea of courage into a daily practice.
And this right here, this brilliantly illustrates the engine behind it all. Compounding. Every single time you choose to show up when you really don't feel like it, every time you speak up in a meeting when your voice is shaking, it multiplies. Your courage, your self-image, all of it, it grows exponentially, not in a straight line.
Let me put it this way. A single act of courage, just one small choice, might feel as insignificant as one single raindrop. You barely even notice it. It's nothing, right?
But over time, millions of those raindrops, they create rivers. They carve out entire valleys. They literally shape landscapes. Your small acts of courage, compounded day after day, have the exact same power to reshape the entire landscape of your life. Of course, this journey isn't always going to be smooth sailing. Life brings storms, and these challenges, they aren't just obstacles to get around. They are the very fire in which our courage is forged. I want you to consider this powerful analogy. Imagine three different things, all facing the exact same adversity. A pot of boiling water. A potato goes in hard, but it comes out soft and weak. A fragile egg goes in, and it becomes hardened on the inside. But the coffee beans, well, they do something truly remarkable. They don't just endure the water, they transform it, creating something entirely new. And this brings us to a really critical understanding. The circumstance, the boiling water, that's not what defines the outcome. Our reaction, that's what holds 90% of the power. We have so much more control than we think, not over the storm itself, but over our response to it.
So the question you have to ask yourself isn't just about getting through the challenge. It's about how you choose to respond. Do you let it make you soft? Do you let it harden you? Or do you use the adversity as a catalyst to transform your environment and yourself?
Okay, so let's dismantle a really common misconception. This myth of the big moment. We love the idea of overnight success, don't we? But it's an illusion. What we see as some sudden breakthrough is actually the finish line of a marathon that was built from thousands of unseen, quiet steps.
Think about this. History remembers the 300 Spartans at Thermopylae for one dramatic, defiant stand against a massive army. It's this legendary big moment.
But here's the reality. Their courage wasn't born in that single moment. It was the culmination of countless prior moments, of discipline, of training, of resolve. It was a legacy built on habit, not just one singular heroic act.
Their heroism, it wasn't some abstract quality they just had. It literally boiled down to a simple, repeated choice: to raise a shield one more time, to lock arms with the person standing next to them. That is the true anatomy of legendary courage. Small, repeated acts of resolve.
And this brings us to the final and maybe the most important part of all this. It's having the strength to be authentically yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else.
You know, choosing your own path, like Robert Frost wrote about, it takes immense courage. It means resisting that powerful impulse to just blend in, to please other people, to take the easy road. It means embracing what makes you unique, even when you feel like you're walking that path all alone.
Think about the beautiful metaphor of a songbird. It isn't out there looking for validation or applause. It's just fully immersed in its song, completely indifferent to the world listening below. Its purpose is simply to sing. And in the same way, our purpose is to express our own unique gifts, not for external approval, but simply because it's who we are.
And this, right here, is the ultimate test of courage. It's not about fighting external enemies. It's about holding on to your authentic self. Knowing that your unique path, your song, is enough. It is the seed for something truly precious.
So, as we wrap this up, the challenge I want to leave you with isn't to go out and plan some grand future transformation. No, it's to focus on the here and now. What is the one small choice, the one small nod to courage that you can make this week? Because as we've explored, those small acts are not little at all. They are, in fact, everything.
Let me ask you something. How do you stop your past from steering your future? It's a question we all wrestle with, right? And the answer, well, it might just lie in a really simple but incredibly powerful idea. The wake doesn't drive the boat. Let's dive into what that really means. So I want you to picture this: a boat cutting clean through the water. It leaves this trail behind it, this wake. And that wake, it looks powerful, doesn't it? It's churning, it's turbulent. You'd almost think it's what's pushing the boat forward. But you know what? It's an illusion. The wake is just a record of where the boat has been. It's a byproduct. It has absolutely no power over where the boat is going. And this idea, this gets us to such a critical point. See, we so often give our power away because we confuse the past with the future. We confuse the wake for the motor. Let's really break down how this happens in our own lives.
Okay, look at this. This slide just lays it out perfectly. The wake, that's your past. It's a record, an echo of where you've been. But the motor? The motor is the present moment. It's the engine of choice, of decision. And guess who's at the wheel? You are. You're the driver.
This right here, this is exactly how we get stuck. We stare back at our wake and we treat it like a prophecy. You know, we see a past failure and we just assume that means we're gonna fail again. We look at a past heartbreak and decide we're just broken for good. But listen, your history is what you've done. It is not who you are.
The real key here is to completely reframe how you see your past. That wake isn't some chain holding you back. Think of it this way. It's proof that you've been moving. It's the evidence that you've lived, that you had the guts to set sail in the first place.
Okay, so you get the problem. You understand the metaphor. But what do you do about it? How do you actually take back control? How do you fire up that engine and start choosing your own direction? Well, it all begins with one single crucial element.
It all boils down to belief. And I'm not talking about some kind of wishful thinking here. No. This is about giving yourself the actual, honest-to-God permission to start a new chapter.
Belief is literally the fuel for this journey. You have to have it.
Now, it's not some magic wand that guarantees you're going to succeed, but a lack of it? Oh yeah, that is an absolute guarantee of failure. Without belief, you'll never even pull away from the shore.
Think about a marathon runner for a second. The whole journey starts with a dream, right? Visualizing that finish line. But almost immediately, that little voice of doubt starts whispering, "Who do you think you are? You can't do this." The real turning point, the game changer, is the decision. The moment they say, "You know what? I don't have to finish the whole marathon today, but I do have to start." And they take that first step, that first mile, fueled by belief. That's what makes the entire 26.2 possible.
See, that runner didn't finish because they were the fastest or the strongest from day one. They finished because they gave themselves permission to start. That belief was their entry ticket. It was the green light that set them on the path to that finish line.
So belief gets you off the starting line. Fantastic. But what happens when you inevitably face resistance? When adversity slams into you? How do you protect this new path you're on?
For this, we can actually look to a lesson in raw conviction from one of the most famous battles in all of history. It's about developing an unbreakable resolve to stand your ground, no matter what.
Okay, let's go back to 480 BC. Picture this. A massive, overwhelming Persian army faces off against a tiny force of just 300 Spartans. The Persian king, Xerxes, he looks at them and basically offers a deal. Just drop your weapons and you can all live. The odds were, well, they were impossible. But the Spartans had something far more powerful than numbers on their side.
The Spartan king's response was just 2 words, molon labe, which means, "Come and take them." It wasn't just a challenge. It was a declaration of unwavering, unshakable conviction. They would not surrender. Period. Now, you and I, we all face our own invading armies. Maybe it's not a physical army, but it's just as real. It's those adverse circumstances that just scream at you to give up. It's the criticism you face for standing up for what you believe in. It's that immense pressure to just conform, to abandon who you really are. These are the modern battles we fight every single day.
And here's the powerful, fundamental truth in all this. While you can't always control the world outside of you, you can always control your response to it. Your principles, your values, they are yours. And the only person on this planet who can give them up is you.
So, belief and conviction, they're like your armor. But what about those moments, the darkest moments, when it feels like you just can't go on? This is where we learn that courage isn't always about some grand heroic gesture. Sometimes it's about quiet, daily, simple decisions. I want to tell you the story of a man named Eli, who had truly reached his lowest point. He was done, but a call from his sister completely changed his life. She didn't have some grand solution. She couldn't fix everything, but she made one simple, powerful request: just see one more sunrise.
So Eli did. He saw one more sunrise. The next day, he happened to overhear a total stranger say the words, "I love my life." He found himself repeating them, and in that one little moment, something inside him shifted. It was a tiny spark, sure, but it was enough. It was enough to get him through one more day. And that one day turned into a chain reaction of days that eventually led him completely out of the darkness.
The point here is that you don't always need a miracle. You don't need a lightning bolt from the sky. Sometimes, all you really need is the courage to take one more step, to see one more sunrise. And that strength, that courage, it is already inside of you.
So, let's bring this all together. The past is the wake. Belief is your permission to start the engine. Conviction is your shield against the storm. And courage is the fuel that you burn day by day. So what does all this mean for you, right here, right now?
It means it's time to stop staring at what's behind you. Your past is a record, it's not a compass. Your real power, your only power, is in this very moment. So turn your attention away from the wake and look to the horizon ahead.
That ocean in front of you, it is a vast expanse of pure possibility. And the wheel? It is in your hands.
The wake doesn't drive the boat, you do. The horizon is yours. The only question left is, where will you steer? Have you ever felt it, that feeling like your back is just completely against the wall? You feel stuck, you're overwhelmed, and you're just searching for an answer. It's that moment, when the clock is ticking and you're forced to become more than you were yesterday. We're gonna dive deep into this because that feeling, that isn't the end, it's the beginning.
And this quote, man, it just gets right to the heart of what we're talking about today. It's a paradox, isn't it? The idea that our toughest moments, the times we feel the most adrift, are exactly where we discover our true direction and our real strength. This isn't just some nice-sounding phrase, it's practically a blueprint for growth.
So let's start with this first major idea, the paradox of pain. See, we think adversity is an obstacle to be avoided, but it's not. It is the raw material for who you are becoming. Pain is the chisel that reveals your true form, breaking away all the excess to unshackle your potential and, really, to open the gate to who you're truly meant to be.
This right here, this completely flips our perspective on what progress even is. We're all taught to look for the easy path, right? But real growth, it requires moving through the discomfort, not trying to go around it. It means facing that pounding chest and the shaking knees and just knowing this is what's gonna forge you.
And that brings us to the biggest monster of all, doesn't it? Fear. It's the primary emotion that keeps us boxed in, clinging to this risk-free, but let's be honest, limited existence. But what if we've been looking at fear all wrong? What if it's not a stop sign, but a signpost? Let's redefine it right now. Instead of a warning sign, I want you to think of fear as a compass. That feeling in your stomach, that's an indicator that you're getting closer to a higher version of yourself. The sheer terror you might feel is actually an upgrade, just disguised as something you should run from, when in reality, it's the very thing you should be moving toward. So, I'm gonna ask you directly, what are you afraid of? Come on, really think about it. Is it failure? Is it what other people are gonna think? Is it the hit your pride might take when you have to start all over again from scratch? You have to name these fears. That's the very first step to taking their power away.
Because here's the thing, these fears are not the catastrophic threats we imagine them to be. Afraid of falling? You have gotten back up every single time before. Worried about criticism? Honestly, most people are so consumed by their own lives, they're not giving you more than a passing thought. And pride? There is no shame, only honor in breaking things down to build something better, something real.
Okay, so this leads us to a really critical shift in your mindset. It's what separates just effort from actual results. It's the profound difference between doing your best and doing what's required.
Just look at the contrast here. Doing your best, that's a feeling, right? It's subjective. It's a story we tell ourselves, and it opens the door to excuses and limitations. But doing what's required is totally different. It's subjective. It's a non-negotiable outcome. It's about deciding there is no plan B, which forces you to find a way to make plan A work, no matter what.
This quote from Admiral McRaven just ties it all together perfectly. See, in this context, your best isn't about feeling good or feeling motivated. It's about your willingness to do what must be done, especially in those darkest moments. It's about removing the spotlight from yourself and pointing it directly at the task at hand.
Now, let's talk about the storms of life. We all face them. The central idea here isn't that these storms are destructive, it's that they are transformative. They're actually a gift designed to shape us into who we need to become.
And this is the core idea. We don't just endure hardship, we are forged by it. The storms break us down so that we can build ourselves again, stronger, and with a kind of power that you could never find on a sunny day.
And the gifts you get from these storms are real, they're tangible. First, you get clarity. The rain just washes away everything that's non-essential, leaving only what truly matters. Second, you build resilience. You prove to yourself over and over that you can keep going. And third, you gain perspective. You see the world and yourself in a new light, with a kind of knowledge you simply can't acquire when things are easy.
I want you to think about this for a second. What is your success rate for getting through every single hard day you have ever faced in your entire life? It's 100%. You are undefeated in your ability to move through adversity. Just let that sink in for a minute.
So ultimately, all of this, the pain, the fear, the storms, it all leads to one place, your own personal power. You are holding the pen. Every challenge is just a new chapter, and you get to decide if it's a tragedy or a hero's journey. You are not a passive reader of your life. You are its author.
And this is the tough question we all have to ask ourselves. Are your limitations really external, or are they just a story you refuse to let go of? The biggest obstacle is often not some physical barrier, but our own refusal to detach from the character we've been playing up until now.
And that right there is the most liberating truth of all. Your past doesn't define your future. It is not a life sentence. It is simply the foundation you are standing on right now. It's the stepping stone for whatever you decide comes next. Every single morning is a brand new invitation to begin again.
So let's end on this powerful metaphor. The wake, your past, your mistakes, your history, it doesn't determine your direction. It only shows you where you've been. You are at the helm. You have the map, you have the wheel, and you have the power to chart your course to brand new horizons. The only question left is, where will you choose to go?